Hello. For a long time, I've kept a part of myself hidden from the online communities that I am in, as well as from many in my personal life. I've done this to protect myself from judgment, from harassment. But due to recent events, I no longer want to comply with the wishes of those who hate people like me. My name is Autumn Skylar Dollinger, and I am non-binary. I'm gender fluid. I fluctuate on a day-to-day basis. I prefer they, them pronouns. The events that I'm referring to is the death of 16-year-old Oklahoma high school student Nex Benedict. They died on February 8th, succumbing to injuries they had sustained the day prior. They had been bullied relentlessly because of their gender identity, and because of the fact that they were not silent about it, nor should they have been. They and another transgender student were in the female bathroom at their high school when 3 older students brutally attacked them. Nex had their face beaten, every part of them, and their head was hit against the floor. The other student luckily survived this attack, but Nex was not as lucky. Shockingly, the nurse at their high school refused them an ambulance. Nex still, that day, after school, went to the hospital, and again, shockingly, was sent home. They returned the next day and died a few hours later. They were failed by so many, and the cause is the hatred that has infiltrated not only schools, but government policies and just the general population. And so I hid. But Nex's story is not unique. And it hit me. The bravery that they had to be unapologetically themselves, in spite of everything that they had occurring, and to have that stripped away. I don't want to be complicit any longer by being silent and letting the people who oppose, people like me simply living their lives authentically, I won't let them win any longer. From this day forward, I'm going to be myself. I am going to not hide. And I hope in that way I can help honor this life lost and the thousands upon thousands of others. Our trans youth are at the most high risk of death. And these policies that homophobic and transphobic individuals are trying to implement throughout every state are only going to lead to more deaths. And I'm not going to let that silence me any longer. Nex didn't let it silence them, and I'm not going to let it silence me either. They deserved more. They were a brilliant student, a wonderful artist. They used music to help them cope with what they were dealing with, and they loved their cat Zeus. deserved to continue living. They deserved love. I will never understand why people hate others for things that have nothing to do with anybody. My identity has nothing to do with anybody but myself. Everyone's gender identity has nothing to do with anybody but themselves. And if you can't accept that, if that makes you angry, then maybe you should take a look in the mirror. I pray that those 3 girls are prosecuted to the highest extent of the law. And I hope that they experience mental anguish in some degree to the extent that they caused Nex. I never like to wish hate on anybody, but I think I can safely hate them for what they did. But moving forward, I'm not going to let it be another event that keeps me in the closet. I'm gender fluid. I am non-binary. And it has nothing to do with anybody but myself.